my little teacups. Got a tutorial for you today. Another one. Again, my hair is a mess, but it's a hair tutorial today, so, you know, I didn't wash my hair or nothing in preparation. So, there we go. So yeah, I'm just going to brush my hair through real quick. If you hear any bangs or anything today, I apologise. Our building crew are here finishing off some work on the flat. So I realised I haven't actually told you what we're going to do today. In my hair dyeing video, a lot of you noticed that I had, God, I'm shedding like a bitch. A lot of you noticed the dip dye that I had and quite liked it and wanted a tutorial. So today I'm going to attempt that tutorial. I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to come out, but I'm trying to go for not as much of a severe dip dye as that last one was, because it was quite sort of like all very severe lines and stuff. So this is purposefully third day hair. Me personally, I normally find that 3 or 4 day hair is actually the best when dyeing and doing stuff. But if you've noticed, my hair, especially the ends, have faded a bit since I last dyed it. Again, it keeps coming up blue on this bloody camera. I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm filming on an iPhone or if that's just the way it shall appear till the end of time. But one minute. But yeah, it is quite green, and it's definitely looking a lot greener now. I've let it fade a little bit, so I'm quite happy with the rest of the hair being sort of this tone, this colour. But the ends, we are going to be dip dyeing them. So I've got my other pot of Alpine Green, as it says. Good old Lariche Directions, one of the best hair dyes ever. And I'm also going to be including a new trick today that I learnt from Tumblr, because if you haven't noticed, I am back on Tumblr again. If you would like to follow me, you may do so at Claireeatsteacups. So if you want to go follow me, that would be awesome. Alright, so let's dive right into this. I already have my mixing bowl. I've only put a very small amount of conditioner because I don't actually want to dilute the colour today. I'm literally just looking to give it a slightly, just a slightly easier to work with texture. Just so it's a little more liquidy. So as usual, we are going to pop our towel on. All that jazz. And this is good because this tutorial as well requires very little actual dye. So, yep. We got that. Oh god, that was a nasty double chin moment. Okay, so we're going to pop our gloves on. Mine are a little bit wet because I last used them in the bath. So I'm just going to now we're going to take our dye, and we really, really do not need much for this tutorial. I would say literally about like 2 fingers worth to begin with anyway. So plop that in and mix it up. Because remember, as it is with hair dye, we can always add more. And I think I am definitely going to need more. So just back in, add a little more, because the darker the better really for this. But like I said, my intention with adding the conditioner isn't to dilute the colour, it's to dilute the consistency, but you will get that when you add conditioner. Alright, let's just do it, I say. Alright, so I've separated my hair into halves. I've dipped it in the conditioner, and I'm going to start at the very bottom. And I'm going to go up, I think, to just under my ear. Just because I don't want it that much. And try and sort of rub it between your fingers at the top. It helps work the dye in better on the bottom layers, and it makes the line a little less severe. And what I find is that get the dye in your fingers, rub it so you've got an equal amount, and then just sandwich it. And the good thing with La Riche and Directions is that it's a conditioner based dye. There is no peroxide in this dye, so you can literally leave it on for however long you want. I'm probably going to leave mine on for a couple hours, just because with this particular thing I want it the darker the better really. So again, just take a bit on your fingers, rub it equally on both hands, and just like that to start off with. You don't need to be precise at all for this. I'm sorry if I'm not looking you direct in the camera lens this week, but it's just because the camera is also proving to be my mirror right now, which is handy, because I'm not sitting in my usual spot, because if I did, the sun would blind me, as you can tell from that lovely blown out patch of wall over there. So again, just take it and just start. When you've got the dye sort of kind of off your fingers but there's still residue on it, that's when you want to like run it through the top layers a bit, because you want to deposit a tiny bit of colour so you've got a nice gradient, because that's the mistake I made last time. It was very much a straight line, and then you just want to make sure that your sides match up. I think this one could do a little more colour. Oh dear. Try not to do that. That's a very silly thing to do, and now I'm going to have grit on my chin. And if you've got any dye left over, you know, I've got a teensy tiny bit. More dye can never hurt really, just making sure that you've got the bits at the back, because most people tend to miss that, especially if you're doing it yourself, and the easiest way is just to part your hair at the back into half and then bring it to the front, which is how I'm going to be wearing it anyway. Just scrumple your fingers up in the top, literally just like if you ever made a crumble and they teach you in school how to make crumble base, and you've got to do that. That's literally what you want to do to your hair. Just the rougher the better, just anything to soften that line. Last little tiny bit of dye. I'm just going to use that to just quick grabby motions. And I think, now, the trick I learnt, it's actually really, really cool. What you want to do is you want to grab your hair like that, and while you've still got your hair, you want to pull the glove up, like so. I've got a hole in one of mine, so my finger's gone a bit weird, but that's okay. Fold it in half, and then trying as hard as you can not to touch your own hands, because of course that is the point of gloves, tie a hairband around it. And I learnt that trick off of Tumblr, because I am forever walking around with plastic bags on my head, especially if you're doing a dip dye and you can't just sort of let it out. This is one of the best ways to do it. And if I remembered exactly where I found the picture or whose it was, I would tag them, but unfortunately I don't. All I remember is seeing the picture on Tumblr. So yeah, just wrap it round just loosely, and there you go. So the rest of your hair doesn't get all involved with it. So, we will see how that goes. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to turn out, but hopefully it's alright, and I will check back with you in a couple of hours. I'm going to tidy my room. And here you have some pictures of the dip dyeing in process. I ended up leaving it on my head for about 2 hours, and the result I was very happy with. I didn't want it to be as much of like an obvious dip dye because my hair on top was already not very dark but pretty dark, so I just wanted a very sort of slight gradation in the colour, and this is how it turned out. I was personally very happy with it, and I like how softly it goes together. So yeah, if you like this tutorial, please remember to comment, rate and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!